Hello. Today what we're going to do is we are going to graph linear equations that start off as being written in standard form. So everything we've seen so far with linear equations has started off in slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. That's the one we're used to. Today things are going to start in what's called standard form, which looks something like this. Ax plus by equals c, where a, b, and c are all just numbers. It's easiest for us to graph if we're in slope-intercept form because we know we just start with the y-intercept and then use the slope to extend our line. So the good news is we can take something that looks like standard form and convert it or switch it into slope-intercept form. The way we do that's outlined here. Basically what you need to solve your equation for y, which just means get y by itself, and that will turn your equation into y equals mx plus b, that slope-intercept form that we're used to. From there, you graph your lines the same way we've done in the past. Plot your y-intercept first, then use your slope to plot at least one more point. Once you have your points all, as many that fit on your graph on there, connect them all with a straight line. For your homework, you'll be just matching graphs to equations, but it's good to know how to do the actual graphing, and I think that's helpful for knowing how to do the matching. Let's try a few out. So for this first one, 7x minus 4y equals 20. I want to get y by itself. So my first step is going to be to subtract 7x from both sides. When I do that, negative 4y stays the same. The other side, normally I wouldn't care if you did 20 minus 7x or negative 7x plus 20, but since we're trying to make it look like y equals mx plus b, let's put the x term first. So let's make it negative 7x plus 20. Y is almost by itself. I need to do one more thing. Negative 4y means negative 4 times y. So I need to divide both sides by negative 4. I get just y on the left-hand side, which is what I want. Negative 7 over negative 4, we're going to leave this a fraction. It doesn't reduce except for negative divided by negative is positive. So I'm going to end up with 7 over 4x. And then 20 divided by negative 4 is negative 5. That equation I've written in green is now a slope-intercept form equation, which is going to make things a lot easier to graph. We're going to start with our y-intercept, which is negative 5. Plot that on our graph. Our slope is 7 over 4, which tells us to go up 7 and to the right 4 from that point. I only have room to do that once, so this is as many points as will fit on my graph. And now I connect those with a straight line, arrows on both ends. The rest of these work the exact same way, but let's just get some extra practice. For this next one, first thing I'm going to do is subtract my x term from both sides. So that becomes 3y equals negative x minus 15. Again, put that x term first so it looks more like what we're used to. Then I need to divide to get y by itself, which means I'm going to be dividing everything by 3. Left-hand side, I get just y, which is what I want. Negative x is like negative 1x. Negative 1 over 3 doesn't reduce, so I get negative 1 over 3x. Negative 15 divided by 3 is negative 5. So in the red there is my slope-intercept form equation. Once again, my b is negative 5, so I'm going to put negative 5 on my y-axis, put a point there. My slope is negative 1 over 3, so I'm going to go down 1 and right 3. That's as many times as I can do that. I can also, to get my line to go the other direction, do the opposite of both. Up 1, left 3. Up 1, left 3. And then once you have as many points as will fit on your graph, connect the straight of the line as you can make, which is a little awkward here. There we go. 2 more. For this next one, to get y by itself, I first start by subtracting x. My equation becomes negative 2y equals negative x minus 4. Just like in the last problem, negative x is like negative 1x. To get y by itself, I need to divide both sides by negative 2. Negative 1 over negative 2 doesn't reduce except for negative divided by negative is positive. So I'm going to get positive 1 over 2x. Negative 4 divided by negative 2 is positive 2. So now let's graph that equation. Y-intercept is positive 2. Slope is 1 over 2, which is telling us to go up 1 and right 2, and then continue that pattern as many times as you can. We can also do the opposite of both, down 1, left 2, to make the line extend in the opposite direction. Once you have as many points as will fit on your graph, connect with a line, arrows on both ends. Last but not least, I need to start by subtracting 4x from both sides. So I get y equals negative 4x plus 3. I'm actually completely done solving since there's not a number in front of y that's completely solved. So this is the equation I need to graph. Y-intercept is positive 3, so let's put a point at positive 3 on the y-axis. Negative 4 is the same as negative 4 over 1. We talked about that before when we did our other graphing. So my slope is telling me I need to go down 4 and to the right 1 as many times as I can fit on my graph. You can also go up 4 left 1. There's just enough room to do that. Once you have all of your points plotted, connect your points with a line with arrows on both ends. That is it for today. So the key thing is to rearrange your equations so they end up looking like y equals mx plus b, and then continue with your normal graphing from there. Have a wonderful day.